Minneapolis St. Paul Airport information Victor. 1619 or Zulu. Wind 140 at 13. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 2,100. Ceiling 25,000 overcast. Temperature 27. Dew point 21. Altimeter 2983. VFR conditions. Landing runways 12 left, 12 right. Departing runways 12 left, 12 right, 17. Temporary flight restrictions are in effect for Minneapolis St. Paul. Advise on initial contact. You have information Victor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? This is Lazy Farmer, and we got ATC going here. That's beyond ATC in the background there.
Sun Country 1629, Minneapolis.
Let's go ahead and get this thing fired up.
Zembro 7 departure, Nodine transition, Venice filed. Climb via SID except maintain 5000. Departure frequency 132.975. Squawk 2453.
Crew supply, ground control, ATIS, pilot side, co-pilot side, or first officer side, back up. And we'll come down here, we'll arm our emergency exits. No smoking, we'll go full on because we will be fueling the plane today. And strobe set to auto. And everything down here is good.
Sun Country 1629, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or
Put
engine
that
start.
to auto. We'll leave it off. And give me a minute here, guys.
We'll contact ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start. Sun Country 1629. Thanks.
Don't get in there in front of me. Don't.
Delta 1626. Looking to pick up our clearance to Armstrong, New Orleans Airport.
You're killing me. All right. Well, at least we can do this.
Delta 1626, Minneapolis clearance, cleared to Armstrong, New Orleans. Orsky Tree departure, Venice filed. Climb via SID except maintain 9000. Departure frequency 132.975. Squawk 2502.
Cleared to Armstrong, New Orleans. Orsky Tree departure, then as filed. Climb via SID except maintain 9000. Departure frequency 132.975. Squawk 2502. Delta 1626.
Delta 1626, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start.
We'll contact ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start. Delta 1626. Thanks.
SkyWest 4005.
Damn it!
Ready to copy IF for clearance to Bismarck Muni.
SkyWest 4005, Minneapolis clearance, cleared to Bismarck Muni Airport. Smith 7 departure, with the Zogap transition, Venice filed. Climb via SID except maintain 5000 feet. Departure frequency 132.975. Squawk 4153.
Cleared to Bismarck Muni Airport. Smith 7 departure, with the Zogap transition, Venice filed. Climb via SID except maintain 5000 feet. Departure frequency 132.975. Squawk 4153. SkyWest 4005.
SkyWest 4005, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start. SkyWest 4005. Have a good day.
Damn it! Somebody got in there and ahead of me.
Delta 710, IFR to San Diego.
Delta 710, Minneapolis clearance, cleared to San Diego. Shep 1 departure, Roxanne transition, then is filed. Maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 132.975. Squawk 1410.
Cleared to San Diego. Shep 1 departure, Roxanne transition, then as filed. Maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 132.975. Squawk 1410. Delta 710.
Delta 710, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.9er when ready, Delta 710. Delta 1613, ready for airways to Palm Beach.
Delta 1613, Minneapolis clearance, cleared to Palm Beach. Zembro 7 departure, with the Nodine transition, then is filed. Climb via SID except maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 32975. Squawk 3146.
Cleared to Palm Beach. Zembro 7 departure, with the Nodine transition, then is filed. Climb via SID except maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 32975. Squawk 3146. Delta 1613.
Delta 1613, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start. Delta 1613, have a good one.
Delta 1263, request IFR clearance to Kansas City.
Delta 1263, Minneapolis clearance, cleared to Kansas City. Orsky tree departure, with the ontage transition, then is filed. Climb via SID except maintain 9,000. Departure frequency 132.975. Squawk 5320. Cleared to Kansas City. Orsky tree departure, with the ontage transition, then is filed. Climb via SID except maintain 9,000. Departure frequency 132.975. Squawk 5320. Delta 1263. Delta 1263, read back correct. Contact ground 127.902 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Contact ground 127.902 when ready for pushback and start. Delta 1263. Alright, so I let the ATC autopilot answer that back because they get very picky about the terminology. If I don't say Orsky 3 right or ontage correctly, they come back and tell me no. So Beyond ATC is getting better as it's learning me, or I'm learning it. Combination of them both. So, all right, let's get this programmed in. I'm on the MCDU 1 over here, so let's get that programmed in. So we're going to go, okay, Orsky 3 departing out of 17. And we're looking for Orsky 3 with the ontage, only one we have, so that's inserted. All right, that got inserted. Let's take a look at the flight plan on this. Go to plan.
Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I am going to erase. Let's get a closer look at the MCDU. I'm going to go ahead and relace.
Alpha 10, Whiskey 10,
Clear that. Clear the manual. Clear the discrepancy. I mean, not allowed.
SkyWest 3966, Gate 119er, request pushback.
I'm not liking this.
3966, Minneapolis ground, pushback approved.
Really? Okay, well that's fine. We can get around that. We'll just go, once we get takeoff, we'll go directed journey. That's not a big deal. Alright, we're going to leave that. We will get our arrival when we get to closer to Kansas City.
Delta 1626,
active.
cross runway 4 at Alpha.
Okay.
Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
I'll go back in here. Departure.
Cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha.
Okay, we're good. Actually, that's all good.
Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10,
Okay.
Delta 1626.
And we want rad nav. Not yet. Still spinning up.
3917, Gate 129er. Request pushback and engine start.
Alright. And then this is where I'm going to go over to number 2.
SkyWest 3917, Minneapolis ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast.
Initial load sheet, 0 fuel weight, 123.8.
SkyWest 3917.
And our center, 0 fuel weight, center of gravity is 30.
Taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
Go to planning. Alright. Back over. Boom. And confirm that. That's good enough. Okay. Now we're just waiting for this. Alright, what are we doing outside? Loading cargo as we speak. I don't see fuel. Where's my fuel? Let's go back. Fuel's already done. It's a short flight, so fuel's already done.
1078, Minneapolis ground, pushback and engine start approved.
Alright, let me see. I just had a ping on my device over here. Supposed to be a day off, and yet it's... Yeah, just... supposed to be a day off, and I mean, honestly, I'm going to start billing them. On my days off, if they're pinging me questions and stuff, I'm going to start charging them at least 2 hours. You message me on my day off, I'm done with it. I'm not salaried. Alright, enough complaining. I got my coffee, second round.
Delta 710, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7.
Let's get over to the tower.
Over to Tower 126.7, Delta 710.
Actually, I don't want tower. I want... What am I supposed to go to?
SkyWest 3966, taxi for departure.
Ground frequency 127.92. Okay.
SkyWest 3966, runway 17 taxi via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
Okay, passengers are loading.
Short runway 4.
So we're going to go ahead and get up above here. Let's start our APU.
Alright, we'll taxi to runway 17 via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
Got our fuel pumps going.
Runway 4, SkyWest 3966.
Alright, let's come down and watch. Lower ECAM down here.
Delta 1626, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7.
Contact Tower 126.7, Delta 1626.
SkyWest SkyWest 3917, taxi for departure.
SkyWest 3917, runway 17 taxi via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4.
Runway 17 taxi via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4, SkyWest 3917.
Okay, APU is now available.
SkyWest 3966, hold position for traffic.
Put the bleed on, get the air conditioning going.
Hold position for traffic. SkyWest 3966.
We are on our own power. I could turn it off. I just always like to wait until the packs start up.
1613, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7. Have a good day.
All right. Go turn external power
Contact
off.
Tower 126.7.
Over here, ground
Delta
services.
1613,
We do not
video.
need those anymore. Tell them to take that away. Let's look outside. Okay, why are my doors still open? Let's go back inside. I don't need my doors. They're
SkyWest
done.
3966, continue taxi.
Okay, let's go. We're done
Continue
up
taxi.
here.
SkyWest 3966.
150
SkyWest
passengers. Let me a
4005,
full bird today.
contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7. Over to Tower 126.7, SkyWest 4005.
I need the final load sheet. That's all I need. Once this is done and I get the load sheet from the company.
Delta 1078, runway 17 taxi via Delta, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4.
Runway 17 taxi via Delta, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4, Delta 1078.
Delta 815, at gate 111, request pushback. Delta 815, Minneapolis ground, pushback approved. Face northwest. Pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest. Delta 815.
SkyWest 3920, gate 117, request pushback and engine start.
SkyWest 3920, Minneapolis ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest.
Pushback approved. Face northwest. SkyWest 3920.
SkyWest 3966, cross runway 4 at Alpha.
12 left, 12 right, 17. I'm going over here.
Whiskey,
Okay, everybody's here. I'm here. I'm probably going to be crossing here.
Cross runway 4 at Alpha.
Yeah.
Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
Oh, this is 4. Oh shit, this is a mess. Cross 4 and cross over. I'm going to go to 17. Okay. So my expectation is
hold position for traffic.
Alpha to Mike
Hold
to
position for
Whiskey
traffic. SkyWest 3917.
and then to 17. That's my expectation. Alright. Everything's closed. Okay, let's go
Delta
ahead.
1078, cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
Okay, let's actually go back here. We're not quite done here yet. And and send that final numbers to the MCDU.
Cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10,
Take off.
Whiskey, Kilo 10,
Let's
Delta
go
10,
over here. We need to receive and accept the final compliance sheet. Here we go. Accept.
Continue taxi.
Alright, back over here. Sync final load sheet. I said sync. There it goes.
Continue taxi. SkyWest
Update the
3917.
weather. Calculating. We are a flaps 1 takeoff. 137, 137, 145. Okay, send that to MCDU. So we look down. The MCDU now has it. We're good. Once again, flaps 1. Alright, trim is already done by the plane automatically. I know there's some videos out there that are that show the trim being set on the Phoenix Airbus. I haven't been able to do it, and everything I've been reading is it's all automatic. So other than the fact that apparently there's one pilot who doesn't enter this portion of it, he just does the flap and enters this all manually, and that gives him the ability to adjust the flap, but I'm not going to worry about it at this point. Alright, let's see if we can get our clearance to taxi. We're at gate 57.
Hold short runway 4.
Well, not taxi, push and start.
Runway 17 taxi via Quebec.
And we're going to go tail. My expectations will be going tail to the right, nose to the left.
Hold short runway 4, Delta 815. SkyWest 3966. Contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7.
Contact Tower 126.7, SkyWest 3966.
Delta 1263, gate 57, requesting push and start.
SkyWest 3920. Request taxi.
SkyWest 3920, runway 17 taxi via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4.
Runway 17 taxi via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4, SkyWest 3920.
Delta 1078, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7.
I didn't say Minneapolis ground. Let's see if he gives it to me.
Over to Tower 126.7, Delta 1078.
Right, here we go.
Delta 1263, Minneapolis ground, pushback approved. Face southeast.
Full assist.
Pushback approved, face southeast. Oops.
Visibility.
What is going on here? Hang on. My radio changed on me. I hit the wrong button.
Delta 731 at gate 114. Request pushback.
Pushback approved, gate 57, face southeast, Delta 1263.
Delta 731, Minneapolis ground.
So now we just got to go up,
Face northwest.
and all I got to do is turn the beacon on. GSX does the rest.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest. Delta 731.
Delta 815, cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10, Delta 815. Minneapolis ground Delta 1263, pushback acknowledged. Please make a taxi request and check the frequency for instructions.
Sun Country 527 at gate 1900, request pushback.
Sun Country 527, Minneapolis ground, pushback approved. Face southwest.
Pushback approved. Face southwest. Sun Country 527.
SkyWest 3920, cross runway 4 at Alpha.
I'm just waiting. I had to turn the volume down in my headset. You guys are hearing ATC. I'm not right now. Here we go. I want to go nose left, tail right.
Cross runway 4 at
Releasing
Alpha.
parking brakes.
Continue taxi via Charlie. Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
All right.
SkyWest
Engine's
3920.
good. Starting 2. Looking over here on the ECAMs. Starting 2.
731, ready to taxi to the active.
And starting 1. All right.
Delta 731, runway 17 taxi via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4.
Runway 17 taxi via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4, Delta 731.
I need to have GSX come to my headphones too. But their audio is like really soft. I've got it turned all the way up and it's still really soft.
Request pushback and engine start.
American 2220, Minneapolis ground, pushback approved. Face northwest.
Pushback approved. Face northwest. American 2220.
Sun Country 527, taxi for departure.
Delta 815, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7. Have a good one.
All right, both engines have started. Parking brakes set.
Contact Tower 126.7, Delta 815.
Bring up GSX. Tell them I've got good. There it is. All right. And since we've got engines going, we don't need APU anymore.
Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4.
All right, we'll taxi to runway 17 via Delta, Sierra Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4, Sun Country 527.
I'm going to try not to forget my lights. I either forget my taxi out and takeoff lights out or on the way in. It never fails.
SkyWest 3639,
And I guess
Minneapolis ground, pushback and engine start approved.
you do remember the sequence and the flow. All right, I'm looking for
Pushback and engine
the ground
start
chief,
approved. Face
my
northwest.
crew chief down there.
SkyWest 3639.
Oops. Where's she at?
SkyWest 3920, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7. Have a good day.
Contact Tower 126.7,
Oh, there she is.
SkyWest 3920.
Right there, she just showed me the pin, and then she's waving, and she's walking away. And we have the notice up in the upper left-hand corner, have a good flight, so we're ready to go. All right, so at which point, now that she's gone, I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to turn my predicted weather radar on. TCAS is set already, and then we're going to go over here and set my taxi light. And the turn light, you only really need those at night. And since it's daytime, I'm not going to turn those on. Oh, I forgot to set seatbelt sight to on. All right, let's go ahead and get our clearance of taxi. To turn it up so I can hear them on my end here. You guys have been listening to it all along. All right.
Delta 879, gate 110, request pushback.
Delta 879, Minneapolis ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest. Delta 879.
Delta 1263 requesting taxi to the active.
SkyWest 3639, ready to taxi to the active.
I just did. Oh.
SkyWest 3639,
Let's
runway
see.
17 taxi via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4.
Runway 17 taxi via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10.
It came back and it told me it wants me to do a taxi. Didn't I just do a taxi request? Let's try it one more time here. Oh, it just submitted it. Hang on. I'm watching Beyond
Delta
ATC.
1263, runway 17 taxi via Bravo, Alpha Tree Alpha. Hold short runway 4.
There we go. Taxi to runway 17. Taxi via Bravo, Alpha 3, Alpha, hold short, runway 04. Delta 1263.
Negative, taxi
Yep.
via Bravo, Alpha Tree Alpha.
Okay. Taxi via Bravo, Alpha 3, Alpha, hold short, runway 4. Delta 1263. See if he does it that way. Oh, he liked that one. Little picky, but.
American 2220,
All right,
cross
let's
runway
go
4
ahead
Alpha.
and start our
Continue
taxi
taxi
here.
via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha
Parking
10,
brake
Whiskey
off.
10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
Flaps 1. Ground spoilers armed.
Cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo
All right.
10, American 2220.
Let's goose it just a tad.
Delta 879, taxi
Come on.
for departure.
Why? Oh, that's why they wanted me to go this way. Oh, you guys are
Delta
okay.
879,
Maybe I should just
17
listen to
taxi
what they
via
tell me to
Quebec.
do
Charlie,
every
Alpha,
once in a while.
Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4.
Runway 17 taxi via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey
All right,
10,
here we go.
Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4, Delta 879.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now request your full attention as the flight attendants demonstrate
Delta 731, cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
other entitled by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle.
Cross runway 4 at Alpha.
Seatbelt fasten.
Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10, Delta 731.
Take a few moments now to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you.
SkyWest 3830.
All right, brake check.
115. Request pushback and engine
Okay.
start.
Parking brakes on. We're going to go ahead and let's check our flight controls. All
SkyWest
right, pitch up,
3838,
back to
Minneapolis
neutral.
ground, pushback approved.
Check, pitch down.
Face northwest.
Back to neutral. Check. Roll right. Check.
Pushback and engine
Roll
start
left.
approved. Face northwest.
Check.
SkyWest 3838.
Back to neutral. And right rudder. Check. Left rudder. Check. Alright, we're good. Flight controls good. Everything normal. Let's go ahead and keep going. Alright, so brakes are good. Flight control surfaces are good.
Southwest 498, Minneapolis
Here we go.
ground. Pushback approved. Face west.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face west. Southwest 498.
Delta 1960, gate 80, request pushback. American 2220, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7.
Contact Tower 126.7, American 2220.
Into the mouthpieces. Use the whistle and light to attract attention. Also, your seat bottom cushion can be used as a flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. You will find this and all the other safety information in the card located in the seat pocket.
I just realized you guys didn't have audio from the game. My apologies on that. Now you
If
do.
you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask one of our crew members. We wish you all an enjoyable flight.
You'll have it in the future. All right.
1960, Minneapolis ground.
Let's go
Pushback and
ahead
engine start approved.
and get this. Go back to here. All right.
Pushback approved. Face west. Delta 1960.
SkyWest 3838. Request taxi to the active.
Delta 731, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7.
Over to Tower 126.7. Delta 731, see you.
SkyWest 3639, cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
Cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10, SkyWest 3639.
That was the guy right there in front of us.
SkyWest 3838, runway 17 taxi via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey,
Ew,
Kilo 10.
he just got
Hold short,
squirrely.
runway 4.
Runway 17 taxi via Quebec. Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4. SkyWest 3838.
Southwest 498. Taxi for departure.
Southwest 498, runway 17 taxi via Delta, Sierra, Kilo, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4.
Runway 17 taxi via Delta, Sierra, Kilo, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4, Southwest 498.
Delta 1263, cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
Cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Delta 1263.
Delta 879, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7.
Contact Tower 126.7, Delta 879. Have a good day.
Delta 1960, taxi for departure. Delta 1960, runway 17 taxi via Delta, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4. Runway 17 taxi via Delta, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Hold short runway 4, Delta 1960. SkyWest 3639, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7.
Contact Tower 126.7, SkyWest 3639. Have a good one.
SkyWest 3838, cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10.
Cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10, SkyWest 3838.
Southwest 498, cross runway 4 at Sierra. Continue taxi via Sierra, Kilo, Kilo 10.
Cross runway 4 at Sierra. Continue taxi via Sierra, Kilo, Kilo 10, Southwest 498.
All aircraft be advised information Whiskey now current. Altimeter 29er81.
Delta 1044, Gate 108, request pushback.
Delta 1960, cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10. Cross runway 4 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Alpha 10, Whiskey 10, Whiskey, Kilo 10, Delta 1960. Delta 1044, Minneapolis ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest.
Pushback approved. Face northwest. Delta 1044.
Delta 1263, contact Minneapolis Tower 126.7.
Minneapolis Tower. Oh, I forgot. Hang on. Whoops. It's not going to like that. Yeah, he was going to bitch at me. That's alright. I forgot to change the screen.
Tower on 126.7.
Yeah. Contact tower 126.7 Delta 1263. Minneapolis tower Delta 1263. Holding short, runway 17. Ready for takeoff.
Delta 1263, Minneapolis tower. Wind 120 at 17. Runway 17. Cleared for takeoff.
I have a plane in front of me. Clear for takeoff, runway 17, Delta 1263. Alright, so this is a problem. And I got this the other day as well, too. I think there was a plane coming in. That was number one. This guy is on the threshold, but not even, so I think this is a glitch. And then the other day I had a plane, I was given directions, I was following my taxi directions, and all of a sudden a plane turned and we were nose to nose. So these are AI controlled, so I'm going to ignore that plane because the AI is jacked up. He cleared me, so I'm going for it.
Hold short of 17 for traffic, southwest 498.
And he's holding short for me. What's that? Yeah.
SkyWest 3838, holding short, runway 17.
The sad thing is that's usually like where I would like to pull out, is pull out on the threshold. But anyway, let's get going. Oh, bring it up to half.
Hold short of 17.
Stabilized.
Wilco, hold short of 17 for traffic, SkyWest 3838.
Southwest 498. Runway 17. Line up and wait.
Knots.
Runway 17, line up and wait, southwest 498.
Really wants to go to the left. B1 and rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Autopilot engaged.
Southwest 498. Minneapolis tower. Wind 120 at 17. Runway 17. Cleared for takeoff.
Runway 17, cleared for takeoff, southwest 498.
Delta 1263. Contact to Minneapolis departure.
Minneapolis departure, Delta 1263. Minneapolis departure, Delta 1263. (3,400 feet) climbing to 9,000. I just locked up right there.
Delta 1263, Minneapolis departure. Radar contact. Climb maintain flight level 180.
Why am I overspeed? Climb and maintain flight level 180, Delta 1263. Kind of an interesting takeoff, a little bit different. That's the interesting thing I like about Beyond ATC is it's really taken me out of my comfort zone. With all the doodads that I've purchased, I've got the Thrustmaster Captain's Pack, I've got the MCDU from Winwing, I've got the EFIS units and the FMC from Winwing. It's really made a difference in flying the Phoenix Airbus. And I got used to doing it with the ATC through the flight sim, and I am flying Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, and honestly I think the flight sim there, well, I think all the ATC, the AI ATCs, well, let's see, 2020 it's not AI. That's the first thing. I don't think it is. But anyway, yeah, it's Beyond ATC is AI controlled, and what you're hearing is the basics. So there's two of them out there. There's Beyond ATC, and then there's Beyond, I'm not saying intentions. There's the biggest difference for me is, I think, say intentions, from what I have observed watching different videos and stuff, is I think it might be a bit better, but it's also a bit more expensive. Alright, so we are leveling off. We are going to be flying constraints, by the way. Let's turn the constraints on. So we are flying constraints. So, alright, anyway. But here's the difference. I mean, say intentions, it is a subscription service. And they're at the very cheapest basic version of it, I think it's like something like $30 a month, billed annually. These guys are making bank off of that. Okay, so Beyond ATC is a purchased AI ATC. It's a one-time purchase. What you're hearing in the voice is the basic, and you can add on character packs. Now what that means is every time someone says the word hello, that costs you 5 characters. If they say hello Delta, well, now it's going to be 5 characters for hello, 1 character for the space, and then 5 for Delta. So you're looking at 11 characters. That's how that works. $30 gets you 750,000 characters. That does last you. When you buy Beyond ATC, it starts with 44,000, almost 45,000 characters. And it's not bad. I mean, I played with it last night. I actually turned it on, and it actually sounds more realistic and not as robotic. There's a difference in voicing. So whatever service they're using, they claim that they don't get any profit off of it. So really, yeah. So anyway, whatever service they're using, they're not gaining any profit from it. So is it worth it? It might be. I mean, for 750,000 characters, that'll last quite a while. I'm going to switch it over so you guys can hear the difference. So I'm on basic no cost now. Minneapolis Center 133.7, Delta 1263. If it likes it, they'll change it over automatically. I have it set for that. Awesome. Okay. Minneapolis Center, Delta 1263, 16,000, climbing to 18,000. And you hear a ping, that means it likes it.
Minneapolis Center, climb, maintain, flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360. And we're going to dial this up to 360.
Delta 1263, contact Minneapolis Center 132.35. Have a good day.
You're going to hear the difference right here. Delta 1263.
Negative, Minneapolis
Oh, I
Center
wanted
on
to say everything.
132.35.
Minneapolis Center, Delta 1263. See if it likes that. I'm trying to find shortcuts.
Negative,
Yeah, it doesn't like that.
132.35.
Okay, it's being picky on me. Hang on, guys. Minneapolis Center, 132.35. Delta 1263. I guess I gotta get in the habit of reading back. I was just trying to find shortcuts. Okay, it likes it. Minneapolis Center, Delta 1263, currently at 19,400, climbing to flight level 360.
Delta 1263, Minneapolis Center, copy.
So you can see the premium voicing sounds
Delta
more...
1263, contact Minneapolis Center, 135.0.
Minneapolis Center, 135.0, Delta 1263.
Negative, Minneapolis
Oh my God,
Center on
that's what I just said!
135.0.
Oh yeah, I said 0. Okay, 0.0. Excuse me. Minneapolis Center on 135.0, Delta 1263. Likes it. Picky. But it's alright, it's also training. Minneapolis Center, Delta 1263. 22,000, heading for flight level 360. I think they...
Delta 1263, Minneapolis Center.
Okay. So,
Delta 1263, Minneapolis Center, expect Jason 4, runway 19er left.
expect Jason 4, runway 19er left, Delta 1263. Interesting. How are we getting that? Oh, don't tell me you're stuck. It is. Let's go down here. 19er left. There it is. And Jason 4. And I want to take a look to see, do we have a transition? I'm looking at my flight plan. Yep. Right there. A6. Oh, now it's working. Okay. So A6. That's set. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to secondary flight plan. And then we're going to activate it. And now we go to flight plan. And there we are. So no sooner do we hit top of climb, we're going to go into top of descent. So it's a short flight. Alright. Now this is what I'm talking about. I forgot to turn my lights on. I didn't turn my taxi on. Here I'm above 10,000. I should be turning this stuff off. I should be turning off at 10,000, turning off the seat belts. Oh yeah, it's stuff I forget.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, and you may now move around the cabin. However, we always recommend keeping your seatbelt fastened while you're seated.
Here we go.
In a few moments, the flight attendants will be passing around the cabin to offer you hot or cold drinks, as well as a light meal. Alcoholic drinks are also available at a nominal charge. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
Alright, so we are up. We can actually turn our constraints off. Not until we get to top of descent. So looks like, see, we're heading for Orski, which is, yeah, about 20 miles out. So we just passed that 20-mile mark on the ring right here. That's our next waypoint. Yeah, I'm getting hiccups from. I honestly think that it's the server or servers. Hang on. Minneapolis Center 127.75 Delta 1263. Minneapolis Center Delta 1263. Flight level 287, climbing to flight level 360.
Delta 1263, Minneapolis Center, copy.
I don't know if you guys can hear it in the voice too. The other thing with the premium, you can hear like an echo. And then there was a voice yesterday when I started experimenting with the premium. In the background, I could hear other people talking as well too, like he's actually in a control. So there's, I mean, to get that added realism, yeah, I mean the premium characters are nice. If you want to spend $30, it's up to you guys. For streaming, if you're going to do it, I'd recommend doing it because it does add something to the stream. I just want to show the difference here. For the short flights, I would do it. I did it yesterday for a little bit on a 4-hour flight that I did late last night. Oh my God. I mean, like an idiot, I started that at 9 o'clock. 4 hours later, I finally crawled into bed. But
West 3831, turn right, heading 205. Climb, maintain flight level 250. Vectors for Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Turn right, heading 205. Climb, maintain flight level 250. SkyWest 3831.
just about ready to cross the border. Let me let's see. I think I have pause life. Yeah, here it is. Turn that on so you guys can see what I'm looking at. I'm going to be going ahead and just get rid of this. So, yep, here's the border. Minnesota, Iowa. About ready to cross. And as it just resets itself, it does it every so often. That's normal for Pilot's Life. Of course, I use Pilot's Life. Simulating, I started out flying for Transavia Airlines, flew for Frontier, and then for giggles, I went ahead and...
SkyWest 3831, you were assigned flight level 250.
Did they even get you?
Show you at flight level 239er. Climb and maintain flight level 250.
Wilco, climb and maintain flight level 250, SkyWest 3831. Minneapolis Center, American 2220 through 12,500 feet. For 15,000 feet, direct MCDU.
This has changed. There was an update to the Phoenix model, and things are a little bit broken. There we go. Now it's back. Okay. And then this. That's new, and it's irritating me. But I can do, it's 83%, so once it hits 100%, I can unplug it, and then you can plug it back in again as well, too. So, but it does this. I don't need this. If I can figure out how to turn that portion off in the settings, I'm going to. Alright, so at least we can we can watch our route. Let's go ahead and back this up a bit. Not that much. There we go. Alright, centered on that. We'll pull this out because we are going to need this. Actually, I'm going to need mouse. We'll get it ready now. So,
3831, Minneapolis Center, expect Nitzer Tree, runway 12 right.
Expect Nitzer Tree, runway 12 right, SkyWest 3831.
alright, so civil at Minneapolis, St. Paul there, and then you can see it's not that long of a run down here to Kansas City. Let's see, I guess we just got done watching the Royals play the Twins, since I guess we're heading down to Kansas City to watch the Royals play, I don't know who, my Oakland A's, I guess. Or maybe the Giants, I don't know. The Oakland A's are leaving the San Francisco Bay Area, so they're heading for Vegas. I guess they're still my team, even though they're in Vegas. Gives me an excuse to go to Vegas. So, if anything, just to go there and catch a game, but I'm gonna miss them. Although I don't watch that much baseball, so I don't know why I'm gonna miss them. All right, so let's see. I'm looking for the approach work here. He did say 19 left. Yep, 19 left. We're good on that. Alright, so I'm looking for information off of this sheet here. Okay. And let's see. JSON limit, SADIC, these cells there. Don't you freeze up on me. Farms, Zappo. Oh, farms, I'm coming in. Okay, there's farms right there. So I'm going to be coming in this way. Alright, let's go look at my arrival into the area. Farms is here. So JSON to farms, and then in. Okay.
SkyWest 3639, Minneapolis Center. Good day. Climb maintain flight level 320.
Climb maintain flight level 320, SkyWest 3639.
So we're going to see how this goes today. Phoenix, I had to fly last night into Phoenix, and it ended up, well, it didn't end up as I expected. Let's just say that, okay? But I still made it a touchdown. We landed on the runway, not in somebody's backyard. So, which that happened a few days ago, which was, yeah, well, anyway, the way the ATC, now I follow ATC, and the way they did it, it actually
Minneapolis Center, SkyWest 5730, 15,800 feet.
brought me in a little bit high, so I had to do a go around. Got out to where I was needed to go, did a hold, which gave me a chance to figure out my flight plan back in, and then I came back in and I was able to grab the localizer and land the plane. So, it can happen, and I wonder if they throw that in there in the mix. But anyway, all right, where are we? So right now I am looking. Let's go back to the flight plan here. There it is. So right now we are 111 miles away from top of descent. So what am I looking at? I'm looking at here. Okay. So we've passed this waypoint. We're heading for the top of the descent. We're 109 miles away right now, which is also showing up. Now what's really weird is that, like I said, I don't know if it's I think it's my system. Guys, I'm building a new computer. Okay. So that's a lot of reason why I haven't been streaming a lot lately, and I'm going to be doing a lot of recording. I don't know, something's going on with my system, and a lot of it has to do with a couple of updates. And I think that honestly the flight simulator is just making my system work a little bit harder than normal, and that's why I'm still doing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I want to do 2024, but I need a better system for that. Minneapolis Center on 134.0, Delta 1263, goodbye. Minneapolis Center, Delta 1263, flight level 360. I think I am. Yes. What did I just stay with you? You're the same girl I just talked to a little bit ago. You could tell in the voice, just inside. Anyway, but you can hear the difference. Like I said, I'm running all the premium characters. I had started, I started this flight with about 36,000 characters. I'm down to 34,000 characters right now. Not even halfway with what comes with Beyond ATC. Nice thing is, what's changed is this panel right down here. Phoenix has now activated it in their settings. I have now activated it to work with Beyond ATC. So at the beginning of this, you heard me call, radio call to the clearance to get my clearance to get out of Minneapolis. Actually, you'll be able to do that electronically, and that's going to be available for all airports. So that's pretty cool. It's coming. I mean, Phoenix is already there. They're waiting on Beyond ATC. Beyond ATC is definitely in testing on it. So, all right, we are 30 miles out, about 29 now away from estimated transit point, which is the halfway mark to our destination. So that's what that is right there. How's my coffee doing? My coffee got cold. So I have to apologize. There's a couple of people that had reached out to me, and last week I told them that reach out to me this week, and then all of a sudden life hit. Work jumped in big time. I had done some of my trainings throughout my summer break, and then I got an email saying new trainings were added, and oh my god, they were. And then I had meetings. So there were meetings I had to go to, and then in between, in between the meetings, I'm doing training, and then after the meetings, I come home. What am I doing? I'm training, and so that's where Flight Sim. I kind of stayed with Flight Simulator, because what I would do is I would take long flights and do the takeoff and the landings, and using the ATC that comes with the Flight Simulator and turning everything over to the autopilot. I just took the flight, and while the flight was going on, I was on my laptop doing my training. So like a 4-hour flight, I could do 3.5 hours worth of trainings, which honestly the length of the trainings were anywhere from an hour to about an hour and a half long. So yeah, so that was my focus this last week. So I will be reaching out to those that have asked for assistance with Run 8. I will meet up with you, but it probably won't be for like a week or two. Monday. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our cruising altitude.
A little bit late there, dear.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Have a great journey.
Well, I did that. That announcement there is actually connected to a pilot's life through GSX, and I've been noticing that's been coming off. Geez, about 1,000 feet before we hit the top. All right, we're going to be announcing our descent here. We got not really. We got 70 miles yet. So.
SkyWest 3966, contact Minneapolis Center 2565. Take care.
So I just changed it to 80 miles on the panel here, and there's our top of descent. So as we get into the 40-mile range, then 20 miles, and then once we get into 20 miles, I'll call for ready for top of descent. We've got all our information. Usually on a long flight, I had to do it. I like the fact they gave it to me early, but it's a short flight, so all right, we're good. And this is where doing SimBrief and getting the flight plan from SimBrief before with the ATC from the flight sim, I can put everything in and just fly it, and I'm golden. Okay. But with Beyond ATC, and the real thing what pilots do is they just put in the departure airport information and the SID and the transition point, and then they don't put in the arrival until they get near that arrival area. The arrival and then the approach. So that ended up teaching me to do that, hold off on that, and then so I held off on it, and then it didn't work. I mean, I was on my active flight plan. When I'm in flight, I couldn't change it. That's why we use the secondary flight plan. So you initiate the flight plan, you go into secondary flight plan, and then you copy it over, and then once it's copied over, you leave it, and then you can change it. We have a message over here. Yep, 18 minutes late, so yeah, it's going to be asking. I'll give them 18 minutes. Let's see, I want to come over here. Go to Phoenix. I want my flights. No, wait, hang on, where am I at? Let's go here. There we go, that's what I want. Delay allocation card. You going to give it to me? You don't need to do this. Let's see. We'll do ESM. I'll blame this up. I'm looking to see. I'll just do ESM. Okay. So we're going to come over here. And this is something, it's just a little bit added realism. But we'll do AC, the delay. We can go ESM here. And then 1-8. We're going to blame the simulator. And it kind of was a little bit. But it doesn't have a streaming feature. So anyway, we'll go back into the receive messages. Yep, here it is right there. And ADC received, and we're done. Okay, so that should be the end of this. We'll go ahead and leave that like that.
Minneapolis Center, Southwest 856, flight level 360.
Alright, so we're almost 40 miles out from top of descent. Up, enter destination data. Yes, top of descent. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into our perf page. Get into descent. Alright, so we want to go back over to here. And arrival. Refresh the METAR. We're going to get some information off of this sheet here. I'm going to plug it into my MCDU. But you guys can't see that because I'm reading this page. Alright.
Contact Minneapolis Center 119.6. Take care.
Minneapolis Center 119.6. Delta 1263. Have a good day. Minneapolis Center, Delta 1263, flight level 360. Alright, and we got a temperature of 32. Still processing it. 2986. Oh, we got something different. Alright, so now I need to come back over into here. And we're going to go into the approach. I need, for 19 left, I need 1195. Okay. Alright, so our information is set. We'll go back into flight plan. We're 32 miles out from top of descent. So I will leave this up here. Alright, we're inside that 40-mile range. And then I find So far in my testing on this, what I found is when I get to about 10 miles, so on this particular setting, here's 20 miles right here, here's 10 miles. When I get about 10 miles away from the top of the descent, and I played with it, I was wondering if the plane was going to be smart enough to actually start the descent on its own. It's not. It didn't. So we'll go ahead and call ready for descent here. At about 10 miles or just or under 10 miles, and then we'll go ahead. And then what I like to do, and it seems to be working, I don't know if this is what real pilots do, but this is what I do, is I look at the last, the very last line down here, and it's 10,000 feet. So I will set 10,000 feet here on the FMC and start it and start my descent, and then it'll be a managed descent, and I let the plane start it. We'll go ahead and we'll activate constraints, and that way we will fly. If you look anywhere where it's got a magenta star, it'll fly to those constraints, hold there. If it reaches that altitude before we get there, it'll hold there until after we pass that waypoint, then start this, and then we'll keep descending. And then as a new line appears, whatever the altitude is for that line, I set that in the FMC. That's what I do. So constantly adjusting and watching and manage, and it's basically managing the systems, and that's what you do in an Airbus. You manage the system and you let the plane do the flying. It's that smart of a plane. It's a very ingenious. I want to play around with Boeing. I really do. I've got the set PMDG 737. Little hesitant. I don't know. I think Boeing's got, I don't know. I think, and this is just my, okay, we're under that 20 miles coming to 10. I'm going to switch that to, here we are. We're coming up to almost 10 miles. Like I said, about 10 miles or under 10 miles. I got a plane out there, somewhere out there. I don't see it. Or is that dirt on my screen? Oh, that's dirt on my screen. A little bit of dust. I was out there somewhere. Maybe out here behind the pole post. But he's way out there. He's not a threat. Had a couple of near misses. I mean, that's the AIRAC cycle changed a couple of days ago, and I went and flew the new AIRAC cycle, and I think people were flying on the old AIRAC cycle. Here we go. Minneapolis Center, Delta 1263, ready to begin our descent. Descend via Jason for arrival to Kansas City landing runway 19er left, Delta 1263. Alright, so we're going to set this to 10,000.
Southwest 1416, contact Minneapolis Center 125.65.
And just as we hit the top of descent right there,
Contact Minneapolis Center 125.65, Southwest 1416.
and alright, hit the thing. We got the button, we got the little dot right there. It's now managed. So you can see we're actually reducing. Flight level 120 is in there as magenta, which means that's the managed. We got managed speed going on over here. Green dot, you can actually hear the engines throttling back, see them throttling back here. We are green dot, so we're so this is that. Green dot just simply means that it is the most efficient descent angle for the plane. We're actually kind of off compass a little bit, but I think that's because we have a good headwind coming from right to left right now at about 24 knots. So good, strong, good kind of a headwind. So we're kind of facing off a little bit to the right to compensate for that. The plane's already doing that. We're slightly above, but we're all right. We're inside this angle. This is where the plane wants to be, but we've got a little grace period here. So, but this is completely managed by the Airbus. So we're going to go ahead and let the Airbus fly the plane. We just tell the Airbus what to do. I think once I get used to ATC and this becomes kind of thing, then I'm going to start introducing failures. That'll be interesting. How to handle different failures. So, the redundant system. I did turn on yellow. I need to look at something while we're descending here. And I got to remember to turn my lights on. I always forget to do that. Let's tie in pumps there. Oh, yellow. Engine 2 pump, electric pump for the yellow. Okay, I need to turn that on. I'm just thinking ahead because we turn off, we leave engine 1 running and we turn off engine 2. After we land, we do a single engine taxi, which I've never done that before. But we're on the yellow, so before we kill the engine 2, we got to turn on the electric fuel pump for the hydraulics, and then that way our steering will still work.
Contact Minneapolis Center 125.65.
That was not us. So, alright, planning ahead, if I remember to do it. Alright, next line just came in, 7,900 feet, so we're going to go down to 7,000. It is purple, so we're going to go to 7,000. It'll hold at 7,900 if we hit it, but I'm going to keep dialing that down until we get down to where we will capture the ILS, which is at Zapiv right here, 2,800 feet, mandatory. So I will actually set that for like 2,700 feet to come in underneath, because Jazz right here is 2,700 feet. So somewhere in here we can hopefully grab that ILS. Alright, so starting our descent, I like to turn on seatbelts.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and keep your seatbelts fastened. Thank you.
United 343 Heavy, contact Minneapolis Center 128.75. Contact Minneapolis Center 128.75, United 343 Heavy.
Alright, so that's the other one too. I've got the Airbus A350. So in the pilot's life, I just have to make some money up, and with working for Delta, I get $60 an hour for every hour I'm in the plane. Once I get to, I think it's $5,000, I think is what it is. Let me go take a look. I gotta look it up. Let's go in the shop here real quick. I've done this before, so you guys don't really see it. Okay, I'm looking at licenses. So to fly, I only need $4,000. So once I hit $4,000, I will be purchasing the A350 license. That will allow me to start doing some long haul flights, say like from San Francisco to Heathrow, things like that. Overseas, ETOPS flights. Those will definitely be recorded because there's going to be a lot of nothing in between. So you'll get the beginning a little bit. If there's anything happens in the middle, you'll get that, and then of course you'll get the landing at the end. But it's all about making the buku dineros in a pilot's life. Let's see, what else have I got? I've got today's Friday, so actually this afternoon it is. Oh, it's only 10:50. It's almost 11 o'clock my time right now as I'm recording this. So I think later on this afternoon there's a flight that becomes available to me. And we'll be flying. I actually added it. I haven't added it yet, but I will definitely be flying that because it's extra XP for a pilot's life and about $500 extra to do that flight. So I will probably do that flight as well. So we're gonna get busy here. I'm gonna turn off the premium. So this is kind of nice. You can turn this off and on at will. During the flight, that's fine. But I mean, if you want to spend it, spend the characters when you're on the ground listening to everybody chatter, blah 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 blah. That's up to you, you know. But yeah, it's during. I mean, in between, that's fine. When I'm on the ground, I think just the basic robotic. You'll hear the difference here. I've already changed it back. All right, A6 is coming up. Flight level 190. So the plane hasn't set that because it doesn't think we're going to reach that yet. But we can't go below flight level 119. What was it? 197. Flight level 197. So. They will do amendments too, by the way. The ATC, you'll be in the middle of your descent, and we have an amendment for you. And oh God, okay, you know. And at that point, you know, write down your information, and you'll see it in Beyond ATC. They give it to you anyway, so you can read it. You know, find some place, go into a holding pattern, and hold in that pattern until you get things set up, and then get out of that holding pattern. I've done that too, and that's easy to do on an Airbus. So. We're really exceeding the speed limit here. Well, we're not really exceeding, but we're like at the top end of the zone. But yeah, plane's doing it. We got 4 miles to A6. We're supposed to be at 19,700. We're at 20,000. So, yeah, we're actually in a good spot right here. We'll be just above that constraint, which is just fine. That'll be just fine.
Minneapolis Center, Southwest 856, flight level 360.
Southwest 856, Minneapolis Center, roger.
Alright, I need to do something else too I forgot about. Okay, let's go over here. I want to go into here, go into the arrival. Okay, landing weight. Let's go look at my predicted landing weight is going to be 137.8. Alright, so low brakes takes us down to there. Where do medium brakes take us? Basically causing everybody to slam into the seat in front of them. So max brakes, no. We'll go low brake. Yep, okay, we're good. And idle, no reverse. We'll go max reverse. Auto thrust off, because I always kill it about 100 feet above the runway. I've been doing that. So manual land. Okay, we're good. All right, so we will do low brakes. So if we go back here.
Delta 1263, contact Kansas City Center 127.9er.
Kansas City Center 127.9er, Delta 1263. Took a while. Kansas City Center, Delta 1263, descending via Jason 4, flight level 165,000 feet. Well, 16,000 feet. They're not going to like that. Maybe it did. I just don't know. Big mistakes.
Delta 1263, Kansas City Center, copy.
God, it's lagging though. See, that's why I need a new computer, because everything's lagging. And I'm noticing that. And
Kansas City Center, American
And yeah, last night, I mean, like I said, there was, well, after I got done flying, I couldn't figure out why everything was really quirky. Well, there was an update for, there was an update for Phoenix, which added right there the ACARS, the new ACARS system, waiting for Beyond ATC, which I have it set, waiting for Beyond ATC to release it, and some other things behind the scenes and avionics for the aircraft. All right, we're down to 5,000. 5,000 feet. All right. Anyway, and then so there was that. Then there was an update for the flight sim for 2020. There was an update after I got everything. I got notified that there was an update for my motherboard, which is like, that's weird. So I'm looking at all my updates. I'm like, nothing's showing me that it needs to be updated. And then I went, hang on a second, and my BIOS needed to be updated. So I flashed that, and hoping to see maybe a little bit of marked improvement, especially in communications. I'm going to have to go back and see if there's something for, okay, getting a little bit above my green dot speed on. So we'll see what happens here. More drag. Okay, more drag. It just said more drag right there, and I got the more drag information.
Contact Kansas City Center 135.575.
Is that us? No.
Contact Kansas City Center 135.575. United 652.
Oh, United. Alright, 12,000 feet. See, that's coming up because we were under constraints for 12,000 feet.
Delta 1263. Contact Kansas City. Approach 120.905.
Kansas City approach 120.905, Delta 1263. Kansas City approach, Delta 1263, 11,000 feet, descending via Jason 4.
Southwest 1952. Leave buddy heading 220. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 19er left.
Speed brakes off.
Leave buddy heading 220. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 19er left. Southwest 1952.
Okay, we're gonna go
Southwest 1952. Turn left, heading 220.
performance page. I'm gonna go into the active approach phase. Since they just got me over to approach, I'm going to go ahead and assume we're going into the approach phase. And by the way, we're only maybe, we're about 14 miles away from decel anyway, which are automatically activated, so we're good. We're okay. Stay in.
63, Kansas City approach. Altimeter 2986. Expect the visual approach runway 19er left.
All right. So we're going to go approach, turn that on. It's asking for, why is my flight directors off? There we go. That was weird. That was very weird that flight directors got. Okay, well, anyway.
1263, Kansas City approach. Altimeter 2986. Expect the visual approach runway 19er left.
That was me. Kansas City approach. Expect visual approach runway 19er left. Delta 1263.
Southwest 1952. Airport is at your 11 o'clock, 10 miles. Report the field in sight.
Field in sight. Southwest 1952.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, Please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Southwest 1952.
Make sure your seatbelt
Clear
is
visual
securely
approach
fastened
runway
and all
19
carry-on
left.
luggage is stowed underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bins. Thank you.
Cleared visual approach 19er left, Southwest 1952.
Eyebrows coming up.
Contact Kansas City Tower 128.2.
Talk about eyebrows. They call them eyebrows. I don't know why. It's this little mark right here. You really can't see it on this because of the settings I have, but it's actually like an equal sign and it's amber. Once that gets above my speed marker there, I can go ahead and start, you know, dropping, you know, lowering flaps.
Kansas City approach, Gemini 6118, 5,400.
Gemini 6118, welcome back. Continue.
Continue, Gemini 6118.
So that should be the slats. Oh yeah, slats out, not the flaps.
Gemini 6118.
This will be
Turn
flaps
left,
right there.
105.
Turn left, heading 105, Gemini 6118.
Kansas City approach, SkyWest 3747. Good day. 10,000 feet we have X-ray.
Gemini 6118, turn left, heading 020. Expect further clearance in about 22 miles.
Turn left, heading 020, Gemini 6118.
Okay, burbs, and we got 4
Skywest
miles.
3747.
Just
Kansas
before we
City
hit
approach,
farms,
altimeter
I'm gonna go down.
2986, expect
Alright.
a visual approach runway 19er left.
Right. See, I just forgot my lights. I just realized that.
Altimeter 2986, expect the visual approach
There we
runway
go.
19er left. SkyWest 3747.
Now, I saw something last night. There is a way to put a reminder that shows up on this screen here, but it's done by time. It doesn't say like turn lights on. Maybe I need that. Something that says turn lights on.
Skywest 3747, fly present heading. Intercept the 19er left localizer. Descend and maintain 3,500 feet. Vectors for the approach.
Fly present heading. Intercept the 19er left localizer. Descend and maintain 3,500 feet. SkyWest 3747.
Alright. Speed brakes armed. Ooh, we've grabbed a look. I love it. So far, so good. Now we're coming underneath the localizer, which is perfect. I want to be underneath it and intercept it. We have a constraint of 4,000 that we got to meet. We got to be at 2,700 for Jazzy. That's why I've got the altimeter set for 2,500 to come underneath. But we're doing good. We're looking good. We just need to turn into the runway Get the localizer to slide over, intercept here, we got a good landing.
Delta 1263, leave farms heading 165. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 19 or left.
Ooh, I don't like this. Leave farms heading 165, expect radar vectors for visual approach, runway 9 left.
Delta 1263, turn right, heading 165, vectors for the approach.
Turn right 165, vectors for the approach. Delta 1263. Ooh, it's going good.
Delta 1263.
Oh, I see.
Airport is at your 1 o'clock, 13 miles. Report the field in sight.
Field in sight, Delta 1263. I'm making the turn. I'm doing my own thing.
Delta 1263, cleared visual approach runway 19 or left.
Cleared visual approach, runway 19 or left, Delta 1263.
SkyWest 3747. Airport is at your 10
Flaps are
o'clock,
coming down.
1 miles. Report the field in sight.
Flaps are still extending. I love it.
We have the field. SkyWest 3747.
Where are you turning me into?
SkyWest 3747.
Oh, I think I see it.
Approach runway 19 or left.
What the hell? Why are we underneath? Why are we above?
Cleared visual approach 19 or left. SkyWest 3747.
Delta 1263. Contact Kansas City Tower 128.2.
Kansas City Tower 128.2, Delta 1263. Landing gear down. Flaps full.
Kansas City Tower. SkyWest 3747. Visual runway 19 or left.
SkyWest 3747, Kansas City Tower, wind 190 at 18, gust 26, runway 19 left cleared to land.
Cabin crew, seats for landing.
Runway
Everybody
19
else,
left
expect
cleared
brace,
to
brace,
land.
brace. I'm
SkyWest
kidding. We should be good.
3747.
We should be golden. We've got the localizer. We're in the glide slope is green. That's what we're looking up here. Speed's green, glide slope's green, localizer's green.
Runway 19 or left.
We're good. This should be good. And it looks like we'll be exiting runway to the right
Wind 190 at 18,
when we can.
gust 26, runway 19 left cleared to land.
Runway 19 or left cleared to land. Gemini 6118.
Kansas City Tower, Delta 1263. On final. There it goes. Did it once before and then.
Delta 1263,
Kansas City Tower, continue.
I'm landing.
500.
Kansas City Tower, I'm landing. Delta 1263. I just realized ATC did not know where I was at, and it didn't accept it.
100 above.
Delta 1263, wind
There it is.
190 at 18, gust 26.
Minimum.
Runway 19er left cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 19er left, Delta 1263. I'm landing.
Kansas City Tower, Southwest 2502, visual runway 19er left.
Southwest 2502, Kansas City Tower, continue.
Roger, Southwest 2502.
Delta 1263, exit left at Delta.
Exit left at Delta 1263.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe for you to move about. At this time, you may use your cellular phones if you
All right,
wish.
we're going to stop here.
Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you, and please use
Skywest
caution when opening the
3747,
overhead
go around.
bins, as
Fly
heavy
runway
articles
heading,
may have
maintain
shifted around during the
5,100.
flight. If you require
Okay,
deplaning assistance,
expect ramp
please remain in your
117
seat
is what I'm
until all
told.
other passengers have deplaned.
Going round.
One of our crew
Fly
members will
runway
then be
heading,
pleased to assist
maintain
you.
5,100.
On behalf of myself,
Skywest
Vera, and the
3747.
entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again soon.
Skywest 3747.
Have a nice day.
Contact Kansas City approach 120.905. Talk to you in a bit. Contact Kansas City approach 120.905. Skywest 3747. Speak soon. Gemini 6118, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway, Gemini 6118.
Delta Tower, Delta 1263, exiting Delta for ramp 117. I don't know what that was about.
Gemini 6118, monitor ground 121.8.
Come on. Where is 117? I don't think it even shows me on this.
Delta 1263, contact ground 121.8. Have a good day.
Contact ground 121.8 Delta 1263. That's what I was waiting for. Kansas City ground Delta 1263. Clearance to taxi to ramp 117.
Delta 1263, welcome to Kansas City Airport. Ramp 117 taxi via Delta.
Taxi to ramp 117 via Delta 1263. Wait, what? The other way? What the hell? Okay. Now I'm on a single engine taxi. So I'm going to have to hit it a little bit harder, but I did turn the pumps on. So nose wheel steering is on the yellow hydraulics.
Southwest 2502. Welcome to Kansas City Airport. No suitable gates for your aircraft exist at this airport. Taxi at pilot's discretion.
What the hell? I'm over here? I'm going to go ahead and cross it. So it would have been nice coming into the airport thinking, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to my right, which I did, and then they sent me to the left. And sometime, yesterday I guess it depends on the tower, whether exit. And I don't remember getting an exit right or exit left. So, all right, get ground speed to 15. And we'll get into, and that'll be the end of this stream. So it'll be a nice little, not bad, good landing. Forgot my lights again. Maybe I should really start doing a basic, very, very basic checklist. All this for a Royals game. Wow. I'm not even at a gate. I'm at a ramp. Oh my god, I am at a ramp. What are you guys gonna do? Bust my passengers? This is like I'm coming into GA. Right about here, they want me to turn. There's no markings. Yeah, this is like GA ramp. This is GA parking. Hey guys, grab your bags out of the bottom of the plane and hoof it over to the terminal over there. That's where I thought I was going. But anyway, this is where they want me. This is where I'm going to go. All right. So we have made it into Kansas City. Wow. All right. So we are Kansas City ramp. What ramp are we at? 117. I want to make a note of that because I'm going to start my next flight, which is from Kansas City, back to Minneapolis. So I like to start at the same place. So kind of like do the flow. But anyway, all right, that's it. So we're at 117. Okay, 117. At which point we will come in over here. Whoops. Come in over here. I'm going to go here. Mass and balance. Okay. And we're going to do GSX. Reload simply select parking. I don't have another. Let's see. Yeah, GA medium is where they put me. Alright, so I'm here. And I just need to go, oh, something, see, this is why I need to really start doing my checklist. If I go up above, because I don't have anything over here, and I haven't shut down, I need to start I need to start the APU. Alright, let's wait for the APU to come on, which I should have done, which actually, as we're landing the auto, or not the autopilot, but the first officer, the other pilot, would actually be turning it on as we're landing. So that way, by the time we come off the runway, it's running and it's generating power, because right now all the power is coming from one engine. So this way, with the APU still going, it's like having the second engine running. So I like that process. I really do. Something else I need to do, I need to start the chronometer. Alright, exhaust gas temperature is coming down. Alright, APU is available. So we now have extra power, so I can go ahead and kill the other engine. I'm not going to even outer tank full or transferred. Okay, that's fine. And please remember to submit your flight. And that's it. That's the end of it. Alright, so we have finished our flight from Minneapolis to Kansas City. We're at the ramp here. I guess that's where I was supposed to be, but that's alright. I'm not going to worry about it. So go into GSX. We're just going to, you know what, I'm going to bounce me over there. There it is. Oh, look, there's my marshaller. Ha! I've never seen that before. I have never seen that before for GSX. Okay, somebody's got a sense of humor. Alright, let's see. I think we can get a deboarding. Yep, and request deboarding. And there we go. And people should be getting off of the plane. The add-on passenger stairs POS causing all scripting restart, engine restart, please run live update. Do you want, oh, I gotta do an update on that. Now there's an update on that too. No, okay. No, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to worry about that. Because we're done. The flight's over, but that just tells me I have to run live update when we're done. So, all right. Well, that was comical. Everything's good. Yeah, Quaddle's gone, so they're all dead. So that's the end of this flight. Thank you for flying Delta.